Hey man, say man, this is the A-Man Show back at it again for more content. In this video, we're going to talk about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has been one of the most polarizing, if not the most polarizing dual threat quarterback since no other than Michael Vick. Last year, he had one of the best seasons for a dual threat quarterback in recent memory as he threw for 3,100 yards for 36 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions, and not to mention his rushing stats as he rushed for 1,200 yards for 7 touchdowns, averaging 6.9 yards per carry, which is the most for a quarterback in NFL history. Jackson is about as versatile of a quarterback he is given how he is elite in steady plays, making incredible reads, and most importantly making guys look stupid day and night, which is why he won MVP unanimously in 2019. But after he had a disappointing performance against the underdog Tennessee Titans, we had skepticism that he was the primary scapegoat, even though there are many factors of why they lost in the divisional round. But still, judging from his young age and the incredible season he had, man, I am not concerned and have no doubt in my mind how good Lamar Jackson is going to be in this 2020-21 season we fan ram in this video. If you're new to the channel and really love football and basketball, make sure y'all subscribe to my channel for more NBA and NFL content and click on the notification bell on the right hand corner so you'll be notified and not miss any of my new videos. Anyways, Lego.
I paid my dues, now I'm a made man. I caught my fade, now I'm a made man. You never see me again. I got the juice, now I'm a made man.
People are very outrageous of making these criticisms of how Lamar Jackson has failed to win games in the postseason, saying that he is not a franchise quarterback or a scapegoat, while guys like Andy Dalton gets a pass for never winning a playoff game in his entire 9-year career. And don't you get me started with Dak Prescott as getting offered a 5-year, $175 million deal, turning it down and asking for more even though he only won one playoff game in his entire 4-year career. Lamar Jackson has significantly overachieved from being doubted as a quarterback and scouts saying that he should convert to wide receiver. Even though he had an incredible 3-year career at Louisville, he was still viewed as a second-round pick as scouts doubted his ability despite him having a Heisman winning season in his sophomore year, throwing for over 3,500 yards and 30 touchdowns and rushing for over 1,500 yards for 21 touchdowns. The majority of these touchdowns were rushing, and although it brought concerns to scouts due to his lack of pocket passing, the ability to make accurate throws in his thin frame, while although some is true, it is not enough to show that he isn't a lottery pick, as Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen were picked over Jackson, as both of them are respectable quarterbacks themselves, but they're simply not as prominent or dominant as Jackson. Looking at Baker Mayfield, he has regressed significantly as he had a lower completion rating than Mitchell Trubisky in itself. So Lamar Jackson has been flourishing around Greg Roman's offense, and even without Greg Roman's offense, he is still an elite quarterback in this league, but you can't win without a defense in the offensive line. I'm not too concerned about the wideouts. Obviously, don't just disregard him, but you don't really need a Julio Jones or a Michael Thomas for a quarterback to flourish. In order to become a Super Bowl contender, you need a great defense. I mean, a top 10 defense in the league and a good offensive line if you're building a contender around Lamar Jackson in the helm, which they exactly did, as you got Mark Ingram, who became a Pro Bowler as he rushed for over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. You got Marquise Brown, who's one of the most promising young players in the league. I predict him breaking out and becoming a Pro Bowler, a #1 receiving option along with Willie Snead, Mark Andrews, one of the best tight ends in football, and a great offensive line. Not to mention their defense is top 5, as they have 5 Pro Bowlers. Yes, 5 Pro Bowlers in one defense. Matt Judon, Earl Thomas, Marlon Humphrey, and Marcus Peters. You can make the case that they're the best secondary in the league, and although their stats show that they're the middle of the pack, these stats are misleading as they can cover and tackle the best out of any defense I've seen. And looking at the key acquisitions they acquired, they get Calais Campbell, who's up there in age, but he is still a very, very productive player in this league as he made it to his 5th Pro Bowl, so that alone will greatly improve the pass rush. And what they selected in the draft, You got Patrick Queen out of LSU, who's a speedy linebacker and a great tackler with the ability to read offenses quickly. And it's really unlikely if you're going to start day one because of the virus thing that led to no mini camp or training camp. Devin Duvernay, a good pickup. I can see him playing slot along with Justin Madbluke, a defensive tackle out of Texas A&M. They picked up in the 3rd round. I can see him becoming a productive player, but not right away. You have youth and talent along with a good head coach in John Harbaugh. I believe that Lamar Jackson not only flourishes, but I believe that he can be better than he was last year. And that sounds insane coming off of an unanimous MVP season he had, but getting a much improved supporting cast is going to benefit Jackson a whole lot. So for this upcoming season, I see him throwing for around 3,800 to 4,000 yards with 40 touchdowns. The reason why I said it because he's going to throw the ball more to Marquise Brown or Mark Andrews. I believe both of them are going to improve since they are Jackson's top receiving options. So I see Jackson's stats in passing yards increase, and also the offense going toward passing the ball more. So I can see him running the ball less. Because of that, it will be around 900 to 1,000 rushing yards and around 5 to 6 rushing touchdowns. I may be wrong, but looking how the offense is going to throw the ball more, that's probably the most accurate numbers Lamar Jackson is going to put up. That's enough to be an MVP candidate this year. Really, he could potentially win back-to-back MVPs this season. He is that good. It is a rarity to see a player like Lamar Jackson dominate this young of an age. I mean, bro, he's 23 years old. It's not even in his prime yet. Imagine his prime in the next 4 years. He's finna break the damn league. But right now, he isn't the best quarterback in the league. He's not even the best quarterback in his conference, all because of Patrick Mahomes. No matter how great Lamar was in 2019, he isn't at the same level as Mahomes because Mahomes threw 50 touchdowns, won MVP in 2018, and in the next season, he won a Super Bowl, was winning Super Bowl MVP. So in order for Lamar to get to Mahomes' level, he needs to win in the postseason because they're similar. Both of them are similar, really, because they barely played in their first season, and once they were named starter day one next season, they were incredible, although Mahomes had more postseason success than Jackson. Getting out of the divisional round and winning the AFC is very possible because the AFC is weaker than the NFC, and although you got teams like the Miami Dolphins and Browns rising up, it may be the Patriots because they lost so many key players, especially on defense in Tom Brady, but who knows? Maybe the Patriots can win the conference because of the greatness of Bill Belichick. The only team Lamar has to worry about is the Kansas City Chiefs. Really Patrick Mahomes, because if everything goes out planned, I can see a potential showdown between him and Mahomes in the AFC Championship. And compared these rosters, the Ravens have a better roster. So this year is an important year for Lamar Jackson because the roster he had are the same, but better with key additions from drafting trade. There are my picks to win the AFC this year and potentially winning Super Bowl 55. Since Lamar had playoff experience, he cannot underperform in the postseason, seeing how he didn't win a playoff game. He needs to win because the team have one of the best defenses in the league, and following the potential breakout here Marquise Brown is going to have despite losing Marshall Yonda from retirement. The offensive line is still good and has room to grow. In order for him to be considered to be the same level as Mahomes, he cannot disappoint because you have one of the youngest rosters in the league and you just came out of a unanimous MVP season and you're going to get better this year. There's no reason why Lamar Jackson should shit on the bed in the postseason. Right now, we're upping the expectations for him. And he can put up these MVP numbers in the regular season. He can score 15 to 20 touchdowns. If this man underperforms again in the divisional round, I'm sorry, he isn't in the same tier as Mahomes. I can definitely see Lamar Jackson being the best quarterback in the league. Hell, I can see him being the best player in the NFL. I can definitely see it for Lamar, but that starts in the postseason. Legends are made in the postseason, not just in NFL, but in sports in general. And I never saw a player considered the best player in the league without mentioning them struggling in the postseason. So Lamar Jackson is easily a top 3 quarterback in this league as he's the unanimous NFL MVP. Just look at the records he broke. most rushing yards for a quarterback in NFL history, most perfect passing ratings in league history, and he has the highest touchdown passing percentage ever. So let me remind you that he's only 23 years old and he's only getting better in the following season. He could potentially be the best dual threat quarterback of all time, and seeing how much he accomplished in such a short amount of time, don't be surprised if Lamar Jackson is at the top instead of Michael Vick, and his team can legitimately win this AFC. And I have huge aspirations of them being very relevant for the foreseeable future. Thank you for watching my video. Drop a like if you really enjoyed the video, and click on the notification bell so y'all will be notified and not miss any of my videos. That always, this is the A-Man Show, signing out.